Today, I wanted to talk about rejection and what it feels like to be rejected in this business and why it's good for us, why it actually moves us closer to our goal, and how to just sit with it and not let it get you down on the days when you're just like, I can't take this anymore. I quit. If you are in sales and you've never felt like that, are you in sales? If you've never, are you really in sales if you've never felt like that? I'm Sarah with Texas Title Girl, and I post videos on this channel to help title reps just like yourself grow and scale their business. Today, we're talking about rejection. And I don't know, I really didn't have a plan for this video, except for that I was like, I'm gonna talk about it, and maybe somebody will watch this and go, yeah, that really spoke to me. That really helped me. I don't think I was prepared for the feeling or the emotion when you call someone and you are very quickly made aware that they don't want to talk to you. They don't want to talk to you. It doesn't matter how sweet you are or how professional you are. They don't want to talk to you. So I don't think I was prepared for that. So if you're a title rep who's just really frustrated and feeling like, man, I just make these calls and people are so awful, or maybe they're not outright rude, but they just don't want to be bothered. If you're brand new and you're terrified of getting on the phone, you're not alone. You're not alone. So here's what I think helps with rejection. When somebody rejects you, or it feels like they reject you, I have found in this business and in a lot of businesses that are sales oriented, it's not always a no. It's just a no for right now. And if you've had a really solid conversation and you've talked about pain points and you've overcome objections and you know why they are refusing to leave the company they're with or refusing to try your services, you haven't lost. Watch this today and hear me say, you haven't lost. All you've done is get more intel and more insight on that specific client. And hopefully, by the way, you're calling on people that are really worth calling on. So if you walked into that meeting thinking you were going to get all their business, that was probably an unrealistic expectation. They should have systems in place. They should have a title company or an escrow officer that they have a very good rapport with, a very solid rapport. So if you walk in and they say, no way, I'm not using you, that shouldn't be of any surprise to you. What should be a surprise to you is if you get rejected and you don't know why. You come away from that meeting not having any clarity on why they love their current company and what it might take for you to earn a spot on that lineup down the road. Then I would say the rejection could feel a little more warranted. It's not very often that I run the meeting the way it's supposed to be run and come away still feeling rejected. In fact, if anything, if I get a no and that meeting comes to an end, I kind of feel empowered and equipped. I now have knowledge, I now have insight, and I have intel, and I know what to do, and I know where to go from there in terms of I'm not giving up until I get this person's business or until I get them to give me a shot. Some of these agents who reject you and say, no, we're not sending you business, you follow up with them, you find a way to add value, you stay consistent, you stay pleasantly present and persistent, and you are going to elevate your status. You're going to remain the course and you're going to say, sir or ma'am, I'm not giving up until you tell me to cease and desist. I'm not going away. I'm going to stay pleasantly present and persistent. And that agent, if they're a hustler and they're what do I want to say? If they're also I like to hunt, I like to win, they're going to respect that. They're going to remember you and you're going to be top of mind in some way, shape, or form. And I am excited to report that as of yesterday, this agent that I have been asking and pursuing and talking to and trying to find ways to add value, being very direct all along, I am here because I want a shot at your business. What else are we doing, sir? That's why I'm here. Okay. He finally agreed, and he didn't just agree. I got an actual address. I got an email. I got a response to an email, and he's a man of his word. I know he wouldn't have said all of that if he didn't mean it, but we now have officially in our hands, in writing, a commitment for business at a specific location, which is very exciting. So I was rejected by this agent for over a year, but I didn't take it as rejection. It fueled my fire. I was like, oh, this guy, man, I'm going to get this guy, right? And if he was watching this video, he would laugh. He'd be like, yeah, I mean, you never quit. You never gave up. In fact, he asked, can you please come work for my team? Because you're the best at follow-up. I've never met anyone that has better follow-up than you. So I don't want you to take rejection as something that's personal. If you are walking around feeling that way all the time, I think you need to reach out to somebody like me and get some coaching. Some of it's mindset that you might need help with. A lot of it might be you're just not saying the right thing and you don't know what to say. You don't know when to say it, and you don't have a follow-up game. You don't have a strategy. You don't know how to add value. I can help you with all those things. Be sure to subscribe to my channel. I post new videos every week, and I'll talk to you soon.